What's poppin', guys? I'm back like I never left. Tomorrow morning, well, technically it's already 1 a.m. So in a couple of hours, I'm going to be getting my IUD replaced. So first and foremost, I am so scared. The people who don't know what an IUD is, an IUD stands for intrauterine device. It's a little T-shaped device. It's like very small. It's like this small, and there's different kinds of IUDs that you can get. You can get the Mirena, which is the one that I have, and that lasts 5 years. You can get the copper IUD, and that one can last up to 10 years. So the difference between the Mirena IUD and the copper IUD is that the Mirena is plastic. It's a T-shaped device, and it basically has strings. So I'll attach a picture of it here. So it's a T, and then it has long strings. The Mirena releases hormones every single day into your body, similar to like taking the birth control pill. And the copper IUD, I'm not really too sure on how the copper IUD works, to be honest, but I know that the copper IUD could last up to 10 years and the Mirena only lasts up to 5. I prefer the Mirena because the Mirena completely stops your period. What's good about it is that it's just very low maintenance. The copper IUD lasts up to 10 years, but it does cause a heavier period. Your cramps can be heightened by a lot. I feel good with pain. Like, I'm not here for the pain business. So I couldn't do the copper IUD. Fuck that. I've had the Mirena IUD for 4.5 years. It completely expires June next year, but I'm getting it replaced tomorrow morning, just to kind of get it over with. I'm kind of scared, and I just want to get it over with, you know? Like, I'm ready not to have kids for another 5 years. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Prior to me getting it, I didn't even know it existed. Like, I was on the pill. Like, I didn't like the pill. It was so hard to keep up with. I already have so many things on my mind. I could not even imagine having to take the same one pill every single day around the same time. Like, it wasn't gonna work for me. And I switched to the injection. I got the Depo-Provera injection in 2014, and that lasted 3 months. I didn't really like the injection because I felt like it kind of messed up my body and messed up my hormones. I felt like my hormones were out of whack. I'd be really emotional, and my periods would come, and then I wouldn't get a period for like 2 months, and then get it again and be extremely heavy, and then it would just disappear. Like, I just really didn't like how it made my body feel. But don't let what I'm saying discourage you. A lot of people that I actually know, they love the Depo-Provera and it works for them. So you have to speak to your gynecologist and speak to your family doctor and talk about what forms of birth control is right for you. Like, I don't want to have kids until I'm 35. I'm not ready. Like, I'm so irresponsible, guys. Like, eating habits are really bad, but don't be like me, okay? But my theory is, like, I'm only 23. Like, I think I'll turn vegan by 25. But for now, I'm gonna keep eating like shit because I'm young. TMI, but you know when you're having sex and, like, the dick is just hitting that wall? The wall that the dick keeps hitting is your cervix. And that's where the IUD has to go. The gynecologist has to go through that wall and place the IUD in your uterus. So when I first got my IUD 4.5 years ago, they put me to sleep. So I didn't even feel when I put my IUD in. But I do remember them saying, like, okay, we're gonna like warm up the cervix. So they put this pill in my vagina, and the nurse put her 2 fingers up my vagina and was like, okay, are you ready? And cough. And I coughed, and it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Everybody in that clinic fucking heard me, like, everybody. But personally, I just feel that IUDs worked for me for so long. I've read stories about some people who do get pregnant while they have the IUD in. Although they are rare, it does happen. And I think the IUD is 99.9% effective. And honestly, that freaking works for me. I'm good with that number. At first, I remember they always used to tell me to check periodically to see if my IUD is in place. Go up in your vagina and see if you could find the strings. If you could find the strings, that means it's in place. If you can't, that means it could have got pushed up. It could have fallen out and you haven't realized, or it's just not in place. And, you know, it not being in place could really harm your fertility, could really harm your uterus. So you always want to make sure you get yearly checkups for your IUD if you do plan on going on that type of birth control. It's very important that you take the necessary steps to make sure that your reproductive system is working at its best. But now this IUD is expiring in a couple months and I'm just ready to get it over with, and I'm excited. I'm very happy that I'm actually vlogging the process. So yeah, guys, wish me luck. Try to get some sleep, and I will see you guys in the morning. Okay, guys, so it is 8:15 in the morning. I'm freaking scared. Like, come on, they're gonna be opening my uterus. No shit, I think I'm gonna die. We are trying to find our Uber. There he is. He's so stupid. I hate Uber drivers that don't know where they're fucking going. The map tells you one thing, just fucking follow it. Follow it. It's so not hard. Like, why are you going to the other building? That's like the GPS tells you exactly where to go. It's not hard. Why must you go somewhere else? Now I'm gonna be a fake ass bitch and be like, hi, so I can get a good rating. So I'm in the waiting room, and they said they're going to give me a few options, but I already know what I want. Get the Mirena, which is what I already have, or I can get the copper IUD. I've never done the copper IUD, so I can't really speak on it, but I've heard that it gives you like disgusting period cramps, like, and it just makes you feel overall like shit. Like, everything's worse with the copper IUD, and I'm so used to not having a period at all. So I cannot imagine going from not having a period really for the last 4.5 years to having heavy ass periods every single month. And like, I guess now that my IUD kind of expiring, I'm getting like more like period symptoms every month, and I'm actually bleeding. But for the first like 3 years, I didn't get a period at all. Like, I'd get spotting here and there, but I wouldn't get a period. And like, when I spoke to other people about it, they thought that they're like, oh, that's not natural, like, you're supposed to get a period, it shows that you're healthy and you're regulated. But I don't want a fucking period. Like, why do I have to have a period if I'm not trying to get pregnant right now, you know? This is actually my second IUD. The first IUD I had, I took it out, and a couple months later I put in this one. And as soon as I took out the first one that I ever got, my period started instantly, like the next day. I'm gonna be recording while I'm getting the procedure done. It's gonna be fucking painful as hell. My biggest concern is the pain.
For the removal or the insertion?
For the insertion.
For the insertion, it's like period cramp. The doctor is really good. For the insertion, it takes less than a minute, maybe just 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It's like you're having a pap smear test.
I haven't had like a real period since I put it in.
For how long have you had it now?
4.5 years. So it would expire. Yeah, it would expire in June. So I just got my prescription. I'm at the pharmacy waiting for it. So they gave me. I tried to record some of it, but like they told me no recording, so I like sneakily recorded. So now I'm at the pharmacy. They gave me a prescription for the Mirena. But the lady was very nice. She was very informative. She told me that the procedure was only going to take about 20 seconds. She gave me Tylenol, but are you done? I already came prepared. I brought Tylenol 3s because Tylenol extra strength doesn't do anything for me. So sorry. So this is how it looks. It comes in this big box here. I don't know why it comes in such a big box. It's such a small thing.
So you go get changed here. Go
Okay.
pee. Have a seat.
Okay, alright, thank you. Changing into my hospital gown. And then I'm gonna pee. They don't want me to pee myself while they put it in, because my ass, knowing me, I will pee myself. So they're smart. I'm in the full gown, and I love how it has, like, you know, all the options here. I love places that are so informative. So I bought pads today. I haven't worn pads since I was maybe 15 years old, because they said after the IUD insertion I'm gonna be bleeding, and I can't have a tampon because it's still fresh. You know what? I need to buy a whole bunch of new underwear, because I'm not trying to make all my panties period panties. So yeah, I'm gonna be bleeding for a couple of days, maybe a few weeks after, and I shouldn't have sex for 48 hours. They say 48 hours, but it's best to wait a little over a week, maybe 10 days. So this coochie's gonna be tight as ever. And I don't want people coming for me saying, oh, the amount of times you have sex doesn't determine your vaginal tightness. But it only makes sense that my vagina will be tighter if I don't have sex for a while. I know that that's not the case, but it makes sense in my head, so I'm going to believe it.
Take off your panties,
Yeah.
panties off, shoes off, lie down here. Everything will be
Okay.
fine.
it's gonna hurt.
You let me.
You will?
Yes. I'll go inside your uterus. It will not hurt. Of course it will hurt.
Oh my god.
Turn off your phone, please. Turn it off, please.
Okay.
You relax.
I'm so scared. Okay, so we're gonna do the removal first.
What do you think?
Oh my god.
Why you don't relax? Nothing to be scared. First, you want me to remove your ID?
Yeah.
Look at my legs. Be strong, woman. You're a woman. You have to be strong. Okay? So tell me what you do, baby.
I'm a singer.
Huh?
I'm a singer, yeah.
What kind of song you sing?
R&B.
Oh, very nice. So who's your favorite singer?
Woo!
Okay, don't shout.
Oh, that was easy.
Everything is
That's
easy.
it.
You make it big.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
So now putting it in, it'll feel the same?
The same.
The same thing. Less
Even
problem.
easier.
Oh,
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Push, 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 mommy. Push.
I am. Ah! Ah!
Don't shout. Don't shout. I don't want you to shout. I'm going inside now.
Okay.
Don't jump. See how good you are? You're
Uh-huh.
excellent. You're number one. Nobody can be like you.
Is it open?
It's
Eh?
done, almost
What's
done.
open?
You know, until you breathe, it's done, finished. ID is done, almost inside you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Done, done.
here,
It's
baby.
done?
Done.
It's done?
Done.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's put in properly?
Yes.
Oh, I have cramps. Holy shit.
Okay, look at my
It's
eyes.
done, finished.
Everything. I don't want you to make drama. That's it. Finished. Done.
Okay, no trauma.
No drama, my friend.
Okay.
Invite
So it's done? It's done?
Done.
It's done? Oh my god. So, and it's put in properly? Everything looks fine?
No, you know how to do it. Please.
Don't ask me silly questions.
You're not a doctor, you don't
You're
know.
not a doctor, we don't talk like that. It's properly.
I want to make sure because I've
you don't
heard
make sure.
stories.
Hey, listen.
Mm.
It's my job to put it properly. It's not job to make sure. I make sure. That's why you came to me.
Okay.
You don't have to make sure. I have to make sure.
What is this now? What is this?
It's just ultrasound.
Sleep. Oh, okay.
Make your stomach soft. Why you don't have kids?
I don't want anytime soon. And the strings are cut and everything? Everything? The strings are cut and everything? Everything's good to go?
Why you such a difficult?
I have to make sure. So I'm done. I have a nice pack on my stomach and I'm a little shaken up, like I'm shaking. I just took another Tylenol 3 because that was, honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Just felt like period cramps. I'm gonna go home and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit in more detail. Okay guys, so right now it is 4:30 and I'm home. A lot of stuff happened from when I put the IUD in to when I got home. Like when I was on the table, they were like, put away your phone, put away your phone. She rested it on my chest so she thinks that I locked it so you guys could hear what was actually going on. I really psyched myself out. Like my hands were sweating. I was dripping sweat from my face. But for the most part, it wasn't that bad. Like the actual procedure took about 2 minutes. They told me to spread my legs and put like both of my feet into that thing. You know the thing I'm talking about where both of your feet is. And then I had to put my bum at the end of the table. They put this metal clamp in me. The clamp was like, it looked like a tongs, right? So she put it in my vagina and then she screwed it so my vagina like it would stay open. She was really trying to make me not nervous. So she was talking to me like, how's your day? What do you do for a living? Before I knew it, my old IUD was out. She took this other clamp, this long piece of clamp, and she basically went into my cervix and then she screwed that open so my cervix was just open, and then she took another clamp with the IUD in it and she went inside and placed the IUD in my cervix. After the fact, she did an ultrasound on my stomach, so she put the gel on my stomach. The IUD was successfully in place, and it was, and I seen it on the ultrasound, so I was really happy about that. So after that, I put on my clothes. She's like, why are you asking me so much questions? I'm like, well, cause miss, you're going inside my vagina. Like, why wouldn't I ask you questions? She wasn't being rude. She was kind of being like feisty, but I thought it was funny. Then she's like to me, she's like, were you born in Canada? And I'm like, yeah, born and raised. She goes, you act white. You act like a white Canadian girl. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She goes, the immigrants that come to me, they never ask no questions, but you ask too much questions. And I'm just thinking like, my nigga, of course I'm gonna ask questions. Like, I want to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what you're doing. I want to make sure, because I verified with her many times. I'm like, yo, I've heard stories. The IUD's in place, right? Everything looks good. You put it exactly where it's supposed to be. Nothing moved. You cut the strings, you know? Like, I think those are just basic questions to ask, just to ensure that the job was done correctly. Yet she gave me a hard time answering them. And after the fact, she told me to go into the waiting room. I still had on my hospital gown. She told me to go into the waiting room and basically just sit there. She gave me water and she gave me cookies, but I wasn't here for the cookies. At first, I'm like, yo, I'm cool. Like, I have cramps and stuff, but it's not as bad. She gave me a Tylenol 3, and she also gave me an ice pack to put on my stomach. She's like, sit here for about 7 minutes with the ice pack on your stomach and the pain should be gone. So after I took the last Tylenol 3, I felt a little bit like, fuck. Come and talk to me. She's like, oh, how are you feeling? And I'm like, yo, I feel kind of dizzy. So then I asked, I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? She goes, no, don't go to the bathroom. Sit right here. Fuck this lady. I'm going to the bathroom. So I got up, go into the bathroom, and I vomit. Like, I vomit stomach acid. Like, it was yellow. It tasted so disgusting. Didn't eat anything for the day. My stomach was empty. I was on a whole bunch of medications. I don't think, like, that last Tylenol 3 was like, no, you need to come the fuck out. What the rag, put it in cold water, put it all over my face, put it all over my neck. I looked at myself in the mirror. I gave myself a little pep talk, like, you got this. Like, you're a soldier. Get yourself together, drink some water, and put on your clothes and get the fuck out of here. I come out of the bathroom and I'm about to open the door to go back into the waiting room and to get all my stuff, and I faint. I collapse. My whole head hits the doorknob. I'm on the floor. Like, I was just laying on the floor. It was one of those ones where I was just like, okay, I'm here now, so I might as well just chill here until I feel a little bit better. So I'm just laying on the floor. Nobody even noticed I fell until this one lady that was in the room when I was doing the procedure, she came and she helped me up and she made me sit down. She got me water, she got me more cookies, and I just felt really dizzy. I was saying to myself, like, yo, you're far away from home. You need to get your ass back at home. You have to figure it out. It's mind over matter, baby. I told myself, I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna walk out there. I put on my tracksuit and I cut the front desk. I booked my follow-up appointment and Shamar and I were gone. So I'm silent because I'm trying so hard to concentrate to just walk so I don't fall over again. And we get to the elevator and I'm in the elevator and I'm holding onto the railing, literally just like fucking dying. I call the Uber. You ever know those ones where you're like laying down but it's still spinning? That's what happened to me. I go into the Uber and I basically laid on Shamar the entire time, and I put his arm over my face so he can cover the light. And I'm in the elevator now, and all of a sudden I just vomit. Shamar was yelling at me. He's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, hold yourself together. Why would you vomit in the elevator? So then I'm there like, holding the vomit in my mouth. And I come in, I run, and I end up like spitting out in the sink. I throw all my clothes everywhere, and I just literally collapse on my couch. And then I thought to myself, you're not a dirty bitch. Don't be a dirty bitch. You have to get up and you have to go bathe. So I sat down for literally 5 minutes, and then I was just taking deep breaths because deep breaths calm you down. I was like hyperventilating. I was sweating. I'm like, I have to bathe. So after that, I went to go bathe. I took the quickest shower of my life. I washed my vagina, I washed my ass, and I washed my armpits and my face, the important parts. Then I put coconut oil and I went straight to bed. And even in bed, like, now I'm like, it's not even so about me feeling nauseous. Now these cramps are getting worse. Like, these were the worst cramps I've ever got. Because I've had the Mirena for 4.5 years, I haven't had a real period in 4.5 years. So I haven't felt real cramps since I was a teenager. So the feeling of like my uterus like contracting was so painful for me. Despite the fact that I vomited because of the Tylenol, I took another Tylenol when I was in bed because the pain was just too unbearable, and I fucking went to sleep. Woke up around 2:30, Shamar's still sleeping. I still have cramps. Like, they're not as bad, but the cramps are definitely still there. I'm not ready to have no children. Like, my mom had me when she was 16, so like I was a product of a single young mom, you know, and she still wants to live her life too. So I want to make sure I'm done with parties. I'm done with living my life. I've done travel to all the places I want to go independently. I'm okay with taking 2 years off to just focus on being a mom. You know, right now I'm very selfish and I'm so not ready to have children. Like, if you see what I eat for dinner, like, I swear to God, I'll eat a whole bag of chips for dinner. Grocery shopping, like the school snacks area, and I'm like getting like Shimmer and Shine snacks, Paw Patrol snacks, Dinos, cheese and crackers. Like, I'm going all out. Waffles. I don't cook. I haven't cooked in so long. The most I cook right now is macaroni and cheese on the stove, honey, or eggs. That's what I cook. I don't cook, period. Yo, how could I have a child right now? Like, I'm so irresponsible and I'm selfish. And I think at 23 years old, I'm freaking allowed to be selfish. And that's why I don't want any kids. And luckily, I'm happy that I have this now. I am children free for 5 years. I also want to focus on my career, you know? I also want to be rich. Like, I don't want to have, lots of people say like, oh, babies don't hold you back, but a baby will hold me back. Woo! The cramps, bumbleclot. Ah! But yeah, you guys like my nails? Look, can you see it? It's backwards, but it says 96 because I'm a 96 baby. Are you dumb? If you guys have any more questions about birth control, feel free to DM me. I try to answer all of your guys' DMs. It's very hard to because it gets overwhelming. But DM me. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @Sriracha. I'll put it in the description box below. Also, I'm going to be trying my hardest to upload twice a week. And I know I've said this from before, but I'm going in. I think my next video, I think I'm gonna do a mukbang / story time video. You know, my problem is I feel like with YouTube, I always feel like, yo, I'm so boring. Like, who wants to watch me? There are people who think I'm interesting. I don't really think I'm that interesting. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces. Bye. Peace out.